What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is the A2D Radio Eagles Cowboys pregame show. We're going to give you everything, predictions, and everything you want, getting you ready. Eagles, Cowboys. So stay with us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and let's go.
What's up, my family? Listen, first-time listener, or you've been here the whole damn time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, giddy up, let's go, no notes.
That's my baby.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
What
the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the f*** are you talking about?
Welcome in, everybody. This is the A2D Radio Eagles Cowboys pregame show. We're live from bar 2300, the 2300 Arena down here in Philadelphia. You got to come by, join us. And we got a huge panel, great panel, maybe a GOAT panel. I'm Tom Arnone. We got the Blue Meanie in person, Chrome, and Pete Evans. We'll have Rob Brinkman with us in a little bit if we decide to allow him on. We'll see how it goes. And we got a lot to go over with everybody. We'll give our final score, players of the game predictions. We'll give you our keys to the game, getting you ready for Sunday Night Football. And is it a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles? I know it's been a topic of conversation throughout A2D this entire week, and there's been a little bit of back and forth, maybe it not being a must-win. I'm sort of on the side of a must-win. We'll get into all of that. And our poll question is brought to you by Baggio's Bread. They're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pies, sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs, you name it. Mention A2D Radio, and you get 10% off your order over at Baggio's Bread. Our poll question for tonight: Jalen Hurts needs to outplay Dak Prescott for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. How jacked up are you for tonight? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to run through a wall? Because this is a response type game tonight. To the poll, because I have it in my head, I'll just lead it off, right? Like, yeah. I agree. I know last time when we played Dallas, he didn't need to outplay Dak Prescott, right? Dak Prescott essentially outplayed Jalen Hurts in that football game, right? But they didn't win. We were able to steal a win. The way our defense has been playing, right, and our team's been playing, and the way Dak's been hot as a pistol down there in Dallas, he has to come outplay him tonight, right? This is a statement game on so many levels. Not only were they putrid last week, but this is your division rival. This is a chance to almost secure the division and really gives you some length for that number one seed too. A lot of factors on how important this football game is, but I agree. I'll leave it there. He has to outplay Dak Prescott tonight. This is a big one. It's a quarterback game tonight. What do you guys say? Whoever wants to go second.
I say, yeah, definitely. Jalen definitely needs to play better than Dak tonight, just for, like you said, the sake of our defense. Our defense has been pretty porous. Thankfully, Zach Cunningham's back in the game. We're going to have, we're going to have Shaq Leonard in the game tonight. So they said they have a certain amount of design plays just for him, so they get him into the system. So that helps. But yeah, definitely our offense is going to have to make a statement early in the first half. We can't lag behind in the first half and then play hero ball in the second half. So this has to be a Jalen Hurts game. This is going to be a good bounce back game because in the NFL they say you're either winning or you're learning. Every loss is a lesson, and you don't really want to make any corrections when a team's winning. So you get mopped with, they mopped the floor with them last week. This week they're going to come out licking their wounds. They've licked their wounds throughout the week, and they're going to come out in this game firing on all cylinders.
The best thing you said, the whole thing that I just stuck with me is that you can't wait to the second half this week.
Right.
You can't continue to play football that way. It's fun. It's exciting. You're the comeback kids. You're never out of a game, but this is a week where you got to start fast, in my opinion, and I think your opinion too. It's not a week you want to really play from behind.
I mean, it was fun the first 3 games where they did those comebacks, and my big toe was shooting through my sneaker, and I was wearing out the carpet in my living room. But eventually, I'd like to have a good laugher and just go, "Ha, we got this one." Tonight's going to be the game. We're getting Dallas Goedert back. I think he's going to have a lot of revenge on his mind because this is the team that injured him. So he gets to make a return in Dallas against Dallas and the team that injured him. So, yeah, it's going to be a big game on all fronts. New players, returning players. And I think the Eagles will make a statement tonight.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback off of that, right? Because having Dallas Goedert back in this game is so huge. Another weapon for Jalen. against a team that also is having struggles with the middle of the field. They have injury issues in their linebacker core, hence why they were also going after Shaq Leonard. And having him in, and it sounds like he's going to play a significant role in this game, or at least play a significant amount of snaps, I think is really, really big here. But yeah, I agree to the poll. I think at this point, the way Dak's playing, and again, we can't, I know it's easy for us as Eagles fans to say, you know, Dak sucks, Cowboys suck, this and that, but let's just talk real. Real is real, right?
Yes.
Dak Prescott is having a phenomenal year right now, particularly coming off of the season he had last year. It's almost like a season where, like with Jalen last year compared to his first year, right? He's made a big jump, limited the turnovers. And at this point, we need 4 quarters of football. I mean, at the end of the day, and we talk about this all the time, Tom, on Wednesday nights, particularly, you know, as long as you have more points on the board at the end of the game, it really doesn't matter. However, tonight, I feel like setting tones and all the other little nuances of things, and Jalen coming out and establishing himself on the road in Dallas, and hopefully Dallas Goedert doing what he normally does, which is he plays very well in Dallas when he plays against them. I think these are all really big keys. And yeah, I need to have Jalen have one of those really big, like memorable, you know, when you look back, and every quarterback has 2 or 3 games, I feel like, in a season where you're like, that was a marquee performance from them at a pivotal point in the year. And that's what we need tonight from Jalen.
I'm going to disagree to the poll.
Good to have you.
I'm going to disagree to the poll. And the reason I say this is because 28-23, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Dak Hurts was the best quarterback on the field. Right? That was undeniable. He played a Herculean game, and they lost.
Did you say Dak Hurts?
No, I said Dak was the best quarterback.
Oh, I thought I heard Dak
I
Hurts.
heard that Dak Hurts. Okay. It was a Dak Hurts. Okay. It's a combo.
No. Dak outplayed Jalen the last time they played when they were on the field at the link. Now you're in Jerry world. This is the thing, right? The last 3 or 4 weeks, it's all been about a beauty contest. I don't give a damn about a beauty contest.
Me neither.
Al Davis, just win, baby. You get this win. I don't care how it looks. If Jalen outplays Dak, fine. But there's a very real scenario in this poll question. Jalen can outplay Dak and they lose, right? That's a real possibility. So just win. And to Brian's point, to Meanie's point, not only is this Dallas Cowboys revenge game, the kid that broke his arm lives 10 minutes away from me. I played high school football against his dad.
Oh, okay.
Number 14, Marquise Bell, Bristol, New Jersey's own.
So we're getting some eggs and going out after the game tonight.
Yeah. Way to date yourself, by the way, Pete. Way to date yourself. I played football with his dad. Nice.
The kid is only 24 years old. He's like 24 years old. But it is what it is, man. I really feel like this game needs to be complimentary football. The most complimentary football that we've played thus far this year has been against the Dolphins, right? That was that 35-17 win. So I truly, truly, truly believe that Jalen does not need to outplay Dak, because you know what? The last time I checked, we were a better complete football team than the Cowboys on the offensive side of the ball, right?
Well, we're supposed to be, right?
Okay.
I mean, on paper, I think we're a better overall roster than them. I don't think that's really.
We had one of the best rosters in the league, so that's why I say we can get away with Jalen not outplaying Dak and still be able to win this game, and then take away the division. So, that's definitely how I feel.
Yeah, no, I listen. I agree with you to a point, right? Like they can win, you know, with that Dak outplaying Jalen. You can still win a football game. Obviously, there's ways to do that, but then those ways come with turnovers. Those ways come with Dallas shooting themselves in the foot. Well, 2 things that have not happened when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys offensively. They've been the greatest show on turf per se, right? They really have. So you can't run from that. And the other side of it is we don't take the football away. Right. Not at a rate that you can go into a football game saying, you know what, we're going to get a ton of pressure tonight, and we're going to take the football away. 2 things that we really haven't done a great job of, like we did last year. And you really thought the addition of Kevin Byard was going to help that. It really hasn't. And the other side of it, tonight, we're talking about Jalen and Dak, right? I'm going to go out here and say this right now because I'm tired of this guy talking. This is Darius Slay, where are you tonight? Because I'm tired of the talking. I'm tired of you to act. First off, I don't care what Seth Joyner says. I watch enough football in my life. I don't need Seth Joyner to make this opinion for me. I've had his opinion for years, and you know this, okay? I think he's soft. I think he talks a little too much, and and that's what you get from all pro corners at times, right? But you don't need to go to Twitter after an embarrassing loss and make it about and fight with a former player. Like, respect them, and don't give him like, oh, this guy, like you don't know who his name is. Like, that's just disrespectful, and it goes to the type of character. You just got your doors blown off. This is a perfect time for you to put your phone away, put Twitter away, and go focus on getting better. There's a lot of tape to watch. I know there's a lot of tape to watch. So you could already start watching tape, but you're worried about how people perceive you and how people look at you. If you know that you're out there tackling and getting your beak wet, right, you don't need to go tell anybody that. That's something you never need to go and say, hey, you know what?
Right.
I got to go defend myself. You know, internally as men, when we play football, we know, hey, I want no parts of tackling today. Or you know what? Today I like tackles. I just had to get that out before I forgot.
That's where we get into. I don't know when the National Football League became a beauty pageant, bro. I don't know when it became the eye test, right? So for the last 2 weeks, we've been 10-1. You give this schedule to any other team in the league, and you let me know what their record is through 12 games, and you let me know how it looks. There's a game on right now, primetime game. Tony Roman, I forget the other guy's name. I can't think about it right now. From CBS, the head player, Jim Nance. They're calling the game right now between the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. We beat both of them. Yep. I don't care how it looked. We beat both of them. But now, because it didn't look good, quote unquote, now we were a home underdog to the 49ers in a game that they wanted since January, right? Now you're another dog to a team that has horrible losses on the record. We've lost 2 games. The Jets lost, questionable. They were playing better at the time. We turned the ball over 5 times. You can't win that game. But we also won games earlier this year where we turned the ball over 4 times, and you still won that game. They kept playing with fire. To Brian's point earlier, they got burned last week.
Yeah.
Now it's our turn to go burn them off, right?
And what we need is for our defensive front line to put pressure on Dak, because anytime Dak gets pressured, he gets the happy feet. He makes the ill-advised throws, and that's where Byard and Slay can maybe redeem themselves. After all these weeks of getting torched.
Yeah.
We need that front defensive line to break through and get Dak off his spot. Of course, Dak is good when he moves, but if you breathe down his neck and he makes that ill-advised pass, you can create a turnover or hopefully even a pick 6, which I don't think we've seen this year yet.
Well, I think one of the keys here right now is offensive line. The offensive line has scuffled a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and they're going to be going against a very formidable defensive line.
Well, why? Right? I mean, just not to stop you, interrupt, but why? Why have they been struggling? I mean, it's right there in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to argue with other people on your show. I argue with other people on my show. But, don't tell me that, it's the design or not running well enough. You got to run the football to run the football well.
I agree.
It's not something you just go out and we talk about beauty pageants, right? It's not something you just all of a sudden you mix it in once in a while and you expect it to be successful. When your MO as a football team is a run-first football team, which I'm not saying that's what I want from my football team, but that's how they're built. I mean, we can keep running from it. We can pay Jalen $255, but at the end of the day, let's not forget why we were playing a Super Bowl last year. The run set up the play action, the run set up the deep ball, and the run set up a ton of explosive plays from this offense last year, something that we're not getting this year. And why is that? So to your point, your offensive line playing better, how about an offensive coordinator helps these guys out a little bit by establishing the run just a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
And then to not to cut Crum off, but
that's what we do.
It's the design of the run, right? You have this line mauling people, right? And I'll go as far as say they've lost their identity. They've lost. I'm glad Brian said the Eagles' offense has lost its smile.
Yeah.
It's lost its smile since last year because we're doing too much north. We're doing too much east and west. Our guys want to push people back and run, right? Brian Johnson, for whatever reason, the run scheme this year has not been that, and they haven't been sticking their foot in the run water for long enough for it to make it work. Buffalo Bills, second half, how did they get back in the game? They started running the ball.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know what it is. If it doesn't work, why you transition from it, and then what happens is now this is a complementary football piece once again. Now the defense can get stops, but the offensive inefficiencies are not helping your defense. So you gotta some way how hot Dallas has been offensively, and in that stadium particularly, they're like superhuman, right? That offense is, and they're going to get calls. I understand the head referee. We hear people talk about it all week. We're 7-0 with that head ref. I don't even know what his name is, but we're 7-0. But you have to make complementary football, and you have to get your offensive line. I don't need Lane Johnson doing this. I need him pushing people back. I need Landon Dickerson pushing people back. I need to see people going that way. I don't need to see people going this way. I don't need to see pulling guards. There's a place for that. There's a time and a place for that. But if I need to get positive yards on first and second downs, and that's what I need tonight, I need to see them start pushing people back and getting positive plays. There's too many. We saw last week. There's too many 1st and 10s turn into 2nd and 10s, 2nd and 9s, 2nd and 8s, and then you try to get cute, and it's just like this team wasn't built on being cute. Not, you know what I mean? Like that's not what we're here for.
Right.
So I just
I agree that we definitely have to take advantage of the run. They only ran 6 or 7 times in the last game. I would love to see them take the approach they did in the Super Bowl. Long, sustained drives to keep Dak Prescott off the field. And when you keep Dak off the field, he's going to stay on that sideline. He's going to start getting antsy, and he's going to want to go out there, and he's going to want to go out there and play hero ball. And when you play hero ball, you tend to make mistakes, and that's where hopefully our front defensive line gets up there and hopefully causes some turnovers. So that's what we really want to. That's what we really need. We need to have long, sustained drives to keep their offense off the field, and hopefully, keep our defensive fresh enough so they can continue putting that pressure on Dak. And when Dak, gets the happy feet, Dak makes mistakes.
Well, that's a lot of what they did in that stretch of games through this gauntlet where they were coming back and winning in second halves, right? They were coming out, and they were second half. They were having longer drives, right? They started using Swift more. They had more designed runs for Jalen, and those things were put into place so that they were tiring defenses down. And then on the other side, when the defense would come down and they started locking down in that second half and they were getting those offenses off the field, the defense has to come right back on, and they were able to just keep running the score up, not running it up, but like as far as putting up multiple touchdowns in the second half to where the clock management in the second half was worlds better. And that's we've seen glimpses of it, just not in full games. It's only in the second half.
And there's a lot of factors into that too, right? Like, we talked about Jalen and Dak to start it off, right? But like, I love Jalen, but I believe I'm in the business of keeping this thing 100 the whole way through, right? Each game's a different evaluation of quarterbacks, right? You're judged off your last time out. I mean, you can't hold the ball like that in this league. I mean, I don't know what I was watching. I feel like I was watching a high school game. I mean, you're holding the ball for 10 seconds and you're waiting for guys to come open. In this league, you can't wait for guys to come open. You got to anticipate something. I felt like he reverted back to a little bit last week, and you see glimpses of him not doing it, right? But that's the biggest thing tonight. Like, we cannot, we talk about the offensive line. I think they've been pass protecting like nobody's business, right? But you hear what Bosa says. As much as I think Bosa's an idiot and probably should keep his mouth shut, but at the end of the day, there's truth to that. We've watched him look at the rush and not look downfield and not throw. You got to throw guys open in this. Like, there is no excuse when you have those two guys on the outside for you not to be going up and down fields on people. There's no excuse. You have today's Terrell Owens on the outside, and then you literally have like a baby Jerry Rice next to him. There's no excuse. I'm 41. I still think I can spin it a little bit. Would have torn meniscus and probably throw for 200 a game. Right, doing Joe Flacco. I went to school with Joe Flacco. He's still throwing, right? So, he's got Amari Cooper. It's nice when you got Amari Cooper and Njoku and you got guys to throw to. Well, Jalen has that. Tonight's a Jalen game. Tonight's a Jalen come out of the phone booth with the cape on and carry us tonight, because that's what you pay franchise quarterbacks for.
And to that point, there was no quarterback last week that held the ball longer, had cleaner pockets than Jalen.
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell by his performance. And here's the biggest thing. Jalen, take what they give you. Go to the outlet to stole. Now it's going to be Goddard. So you may see him trust Goddard more, but there may be you may find a time and a place later on this season where it's money time and you may not have Goddard out there. Trust Stoll, trust Calcaterra, trust Albert O. There was numerous plays where the tight end was open where I think Jalen turned into a shot player. He wanted to take big shots. He wanted to throw haymakers. And throw jabs instead of the shot. And this is why I think they're in a better position to do that tonight in less than 2 hours to kick off, right? They did it the first game against Dallas, right? They kind of took shots, boom, hit DeVonta Smith with the double with Deron Bland, touchdown, right? So they can do it, and he can do it. He just needs to believe in himself and trust what he sees and trust his arm.
That's so well said. That's what it is. It's trusting when you're playing the quarterback position. You got to anticipate, and you got to be real cerebral, right? You got to trust what your eyes are seeing and deliver. And sometimes, listen, guys have bad weeks, and guys don't look like themselves. I have all the confidence in the world in this guy that he's going to bounce back this week, because, like I said, this is a week you want a Jalen Hurts carry. This is a week you want him to put you on your back, and let's go. Now, we're going to do a commercial break.
Do a quick commercial break.
All right, well, before we leave, think about, now you got me forgetting what I was going to say. See what you just said right there? So what I want to do on the other side is I want to talk about, one, if it really is a must win or not. Okay, if this
Okay.
really is a must win, like if you don't think when we come back, can they not win, be the number 1 seed? Will they not win the division if they lose this football game tonight? But then we'll get into some positive stuff too.
Yeah.
And we'll give you some more keys to the game. We'll give you our predictions, players of the game, everything. Stay right with us. We are live from bar 2300, the 2300 arena. It's gorgeous in here. And somebody said, "Oh, we got a quiet pep rally." Well, it's pouring outside, right? And we got a good 12
a good
15.
house here.
We got a good house. I mean, Martian, you're always taking shots in there. I see you, babe. You're always a shot taker, which I like. You're a high volume guy.
Hey, listen, as long as he's in there commenting, I
Yeah.
don't care what he says. We're good.
Boost our signal.
Yeah, Martian's always been. I don't know why my name's on there, but okay. We'll be right back. This is the A2D Radio.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
And fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
And fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike in Colmar.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Hats.com is the premier destination for quality and fashion-forward hats and more, with designs for every style and trend. Locally based and run by Philly sports team fanatics, Hats.com can help you elevate your hat John. Utilize the easy-to-use guides at Hats.com to find your perfect size and style, and shipping and returns are free. Hats.com. Find yourself in a hat. Use code Philly for 15% off your order. Hats.com.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
And fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike in Colmar.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the A2D Radio Eagles Cowboys pregame show live from bar 2300, the 2300 arena. Got to come check it out. We got the Blue Meanie with us. We got Pete Evans with us, and we did have Heel Chrome for a minute. He took off, and now we replace him with a GOAT. You know what I mean? We only
step up.
We only replace with step ups here. Rob Brinkman, Sports Hounds, A2D Radio. Brinks, you did not get a chance to answer the poll, and if you're just joining us and didn't get a chance to comment in and let us know if you agree or disagree, that Jalen Hurts needs to outplay Dak Prescott for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys. What do you say, Brinks?
I mean, that's a tough one because, like, I don't think necessarily Jalen Hurts has to outperform. Look, Dak, we've seen it all before. Dak gets all the fantasy football stats, all the passing leaders, and then when push comes to shove, Dak chokes. So do I necessarily think that Jalen Hurts has to have better stats than Dak Prescott tonight for the Eagles to win? No. Like, this coaching staff, look, I don't want to bring it up anymore. I kind of want to bury the tape on the Niners game, but Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson, and Sean Desai got clowned last week.
By a loser.
By a
perennial loser. I don't care how many games he wins in the regular season.
That's fine.
We've seen Kyle Shanahan.
Whatever. And
we're got a job because of daddy.
And Tom, we talked about it before we went on the air. Like, we're going to see the Niners again, and whether we win or lose, they're not 24 points or whatever it was, better than the Eagles. No team in the NFL is. So, Sean Desai, Brian Johnson, who I'm not a big fan of, and Nick Sirianni need to outcoach. I guess it's Mike McCarthy on the offensive side for the Cowboys, and Dan Quinn, who's pretty good with the Dallas defense. So that's more of the X factor. It's not the quarterbacks; it's the coaches. I think the Eagles, like, where are the Cowboys better than the Eagles? Where?
Well, right now, the quarterback position. That's just keeping it 100.
Dak.
Right this season. If you're telling me right this year that I'm going to take I can't always have a hater hat on here. I got to call it out.
I get it.
The guy's having the best season of his career.
I've been here for 7 years, and I always try and keep it real. And I get hated on it all the time for it.
Well, it's because you're with Brad. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Tell me about it. But even Brad hates the Cowboys. He's a Giants fan, so we have a common enemy. But, like, okay, you want to say why? Because he has better fantasy football stats. Like, why? What's your reasoning for?
Well, they're unbeatable at home, and they look like the greatest show on turf at home, and that's just the facts of it. I don't do I believe that's going to happen tonight? We'll get into that, but the truth on what he's done, I got to keep it fair and say this guy's having a great season, regardless of stepping out on the 5-yard line here in Philadelphia and backing themselves up
when he got scared.
Right when he got scared, but
when he got scared,
I agree with you that he's. Listen, the Cowboys have choked for 20-plus years now. There's nothing – I don't need – you know what I mean? I don't need anybody to tell me that. But at the end of the day, every year's a new year, right? And that's what Cowboys fans are going to tell you. But this year is a different year for them. I mean, he's playing at an elite level. We have to be fair there on that, okay? Our quarterback is playing on a tier a little underneath of that statistically, right? Statistically, just a little bit underneath of that. Jalen's done things that I haven't seen Dak do, though. Jalen's brought his team back. The 2-minute drill, right? We've seen different things that Dak hasn't been in that spot to your point yet. And when he was, Brinks, guess where they went? They kept getting 5 yards back, 5 yards back, 5 yards back. So to your point, I agree with that. But he is having a great year.
I would say Parsons. They have the defensive edge is better than ours so far this year.
Can't argue that.
I mean, the Eagles aren't getting home.
Yeah.
Like last year, they got home a lot, and this year they're just not.
And I have to give credit to Bland. Yeah. I mean, the guy knows how to, swoop in and just take the ball away and shift momentum in the game. So on the defensive side of the ball, I think they might have that advantage. But I think it's good. You could say, Dak's putting up all these great offensive points and stuff like that, but they're beating up on teams that are sub 500. It's like the Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals. Washington Generals. Yeah.
And then that's my thing with like the Callan Cowherds and the get ups of the world. Like last year, we pummeled less than stellar quarterbacks. Right? Everyone said it's a hollow record. Now we're in this gauntlet. Right? We're 3-1. A lot of teams would have crumbled. And, like, we're squeaking by, and now it's, like, not good enough. It's hollow.
No, it is good enough. It is good enough. For anybody to say it's not good enough, I think that's just
I've had friends text me, like, they have to win this game.
Well, block their
like,
number
it's
already,
hollow.
bro. Like, block their number. That's not even somebody I want to talk sports with, right? Like any of my boys that want to text me and say, well, yeah, they're 3-1. They beat 3 really good football teams. Like, what do you want last year?
You
Because
beat-
last year we questioned ourselves, right? We were doing what Dallas was doing.
Good.
Yep.
Like, yeah, we did, but and then that wasn't good enough. Now we beat Miami. We beat Buffalo, who's looking not bad against the Chiefs right now. We beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Beat the Dolphins.
Beat the Dolphins.
Well, they were rolling too.
When they were rolling.
Yeah.
And they came in here, they couldn't do much of anything.
Right.
And apparently we paid the refs and none of our wins count.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, whatever. Okay. But, like, and to say this team is like a hollow 10 and, what are we, 10-2?
Yeah.
10-2.
Like, okay.
This week I felt like we were 2-10 though, right? Like,
if you would have dropped a space alien in the middle of Center City, you would have thought that, it was the end of the world. You wouldn't have known that the Eagles were 10-2. But, it is what it is, man. I just
But it's been like that after wins all year.
Oh yeah.
We'll find anything that
I've heard
bitch and moan about. It's crazy.
I actually heard the sentence.
Spoiled.
I actually heard the sentence said. I had the sentence said to me, "The Eagles are the worst 8-1 team I've ever seen."
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, what? They're the only 8-1 team right now. So I mean, why you can't? And it was after game 1. They're like, oh, I don't know, man. Game 2, I don't know, man. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Enjoy this ride because do you want to go back to the Kotite years?
Right.
Back to the Kotite years when he couldn't read the thing because the rain got on his play chart. We're in a good time right now. Yeah, I understand the anxiety because we're Philadelphia sports fans. That's how we are. But enjoy the ride. And tonight, I think we'll have another reason to celebrate.
yeah, and we're going to talk about that after we take another break in a few. But let's get back to the must-win side of this football game, right? You're obviously watching San Francisco won, I assume, against Seattle.
It's still going.
Okay, well, we'll just mark that off
They
in the
should
win
win.
column.
They should
Right? If they lose, then that's Kyle Shanahan for you. But expect them to win. So now you got to one up on them, Pete. Right? We're one up on them.
The only 10-win team right now.
We're the only 10-win team.
So what? If the Niners win, the record is
10-3.
10-3. So
10-3.
1 game lead, but they own the tiebreaker head to head.
So we lose tonight, we're 10-3, and then
they had the tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
So I don't care how I get into the dance, guys. Like
I
don't
don't
need to
care,
buy.
but like, are you scared to go to San Francisco for an NFC
Is
Championship
anybody
game?
scared to? All due respect, is anybody
The
scared to go to
answer
San
is
Francisco?
no.
Nobody's scared besides the one guy who went to San Francisco.
So,
You know what I'm talking about. I'll
no.
leave it there.
Yeah.
But nobody's scared to go to San Francisco. We play at Levi Stadium. What's it called? A nice pair of jeans. Like I'm nervous about a nice pair of khakis or jeans.
Some
No,
nice
of
denim.
course not. Yeah, some denim. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
So like, whatever.
No.
And like the fact that we got smoked last week by San Francisco, that's only going to help us in the rematch.
Yeah.
Doug said it as Doug Mankiewicz, who goes.
Oh, I thought you meant Doug Peterson. I thought we were bringing back Doug. For a second. I liked that.
Doug Mankiewicz,
Now I want ice cream.
who's a diehard. He's a diehard South Florida sports fan. He's probably the only one in the history of sports that's a diehard South
there's
Florida.
Not many of them. Yeah.
So he's big Dolphins. So he's watching the Eagles-Niners game last week, and he came on Monday with us.
Yep.
It was just me. Brad was on vacation, and he's like, "Dude, one game thought it was the Super Bowl."
Yep.
And one team thought it was Week 13.
Yep.
And the team that thought it was the Super Bowl
won
by a lot. Okay, cool. Like the Niners got their revenge. They did the all black, cute little thing for the funeral, and they kicked our ass. Like that's what it was. They took us behind the woodshed at our house, and they whooped us.
They get an NFC title. Did they get anything like a banner for winning an NFC title? Did they get any of those things that come with winning? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right?
I think Deebo Samuel might have hung one in his basement, maybe.
Honestly, him and McCaffrey should be allowed to hang wherever they want. I mean, they owned us last Sunday, but this is the new week, right? And I do think it's a must-win. Do you think it's a must-win, Blue Meanie?
Just to get a little bit more buffer between the two teams, and I'm thinking of I always like to go think about history. A couple of years ago, well, more than a couple of years ago, there was an Eagles game that totally torched the Arizona Cardinals on Thanksgiving, and then we went to the playoffs, and we made to the NFC Championship game, and we thought we had the NFC Championship in the bag, and the Cardinals came out and just beat us. So whatever you do in the offseason, during the regular season, doesn't necessarily reflect once you get into the playoffs, because I hate to say any given Sunday, but any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. But I think this Eagles team, as battle tested they are, once we get into the playoffs, I think it's a whole different ball of wax, to use a phrase there. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You think it's a must-win, Pete?
It's a must-win what expectations you have at the end of the road, right? It's not a must-win to get into the dance, right? I definitely think it's that.
Yeah, if we're not making a playoff, that's a whole.
It's a whole different ball.
We're 10-2. Everybody settle down.
Good.
Settle in. We're good.
But we're going to the playoffs.
But also, it's also like you said earlier. It's like, is it a must-win to get the number 1 seed? No. Is it a must-win to win the division? Yes. But I would even say no, because how we just went through a gauntlet, right? The Cowboys gauntlet starts tonight.
Oh my God, yes.
You're right.
They have us.
Was it Miami, Buffalo?
Miami, Buffalo, Detroit.
Yeah.
Those are their next
Detroit stinks, by the way. They stink.
They've been found out.
Smoked by the Bears today.
And they should have lost the first one against the Bears, actually.
Oh, yeah,
Really,
they did win
right.
that one. They did win that one. Yeah,
They sneaked that one out. They sneaked that one out. But no, so it's not a must from that standpoint. It's a must win, like I said. It's a must win to get your smile back. It's a must win to show the rest of the league that since this is a beauty pageant and you forgot who we were, this is who we are. This is what we can do. 14 wins in a row. We just saw Paul Damo send on a tweet. The Eagles haven't swept the season series against the Cowboys since 2011. This is a must win for that. This is a must win for that. This is a must win for you to say, oh, we're the 4th best team in the league. Nah, I ain't doing that. Did you see Jalen Carter crying on the sideline last week? You want to deal with that, Travis? Whoever, Biadis, whatever his name is. All this talk, right? The Dallas offense
crying again.
The Dallas offensive line better than the Eagles offensive line. The Dallas defensive line better than the Eagles defensive line. I will say this: Sean Desai is a little bit different than John Gannon. John Gannon kept the defensive line rotating more. They kept them fresh.
Yeah.
Desai puts a lot more weight on his stars.
Well, he doesn't have as much.
He doesn't have
right.
as much.
I mean, they were a little lengthier last year. A little lengthier. Now to the must win. Yeah, it's a must win.
Because when
I talk to my players, right, all the time, it's about how resilient are you, right? You find a lot about a guy when you get punched in the face, right? And and that's sports, that's life, that's how it goes, right? How resilient of a group you are. You didn't just lose this past week; you got embarrassed at your own place. You didn't travel to San Fran and get embarrassed. It happened right at the link. It was a funeral right at the link this past week. So how do you get yourself back up and get yourself ready, not only for a divisional game, a game that has so many playoff implications, division titles that on hand. There's so much opportunity inside this one game. You can't come out and not look good tonight. That would really worry me moving into playoff football, right? We've looked resilient, we look tough, we win games late, we've done all those things. We checked all those boxes on what elite teams do. They find ways to win. Well, guess what? At 8:20 tonight, 8:15, whenever Carrie's done singing, baby, it is time to get going. It is time to show last week's a fluke. And if you end up, you lose by a field goal at the end of the game, but you compete. You compete. I think none of us are going to be happy.
There's no way they don't compete tonight.
That's the thing, Frank.
No way.
Just compete.
No way they don't compete.
No, and to piggyback off of that, it's this scenario right now where what's the old saying, right?
I don't know.
You learn more. You've been saying it. You've been saying it for a couple of weeks.
Correct.
You're resilient. You're resilient from the standpoint that you was resilient in W's, right? You learn more from your losses than you do your wins. You learn more from your losses than you do your wins. So that resiliency ain't mean shit last week. That resiliency didn't mean nothing on week 13 because that resiliency got you a big old L.
You're right.
The worst L in Sirianni's era.
Now, how are you able to do this, right? How are you able, as great teammates in a great locker room, you learn about it, right? Are you Darius? Are you tweeting away at everybody? You're worried about everybody else?
Darius is not a leader on this team.
Do you come together? And that's where I think the Brandon Grahams, the Fletcher Cox, the Lane Johnson, the Jason Kelsey, the winners, the veterans, the all-pros, the guys who've done it. I think that's where that's why you sign guys like that. Yep. Not as much for their production on Sunday, but their production throughout the week, right? And I think, listen, after the break, we're gonna get into the game and we'll give our scores and everything. But you guys feeling good? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling better? I feel like we're going into this nervous, right? Because we haven't. Nobody swept the series in 2011. We're all going into this with kid gloves, right?
Yep. I'm going to this game with a confident calmness because I believe last week was just a one-off goof. It was what it was. We got a horrible loss out of the way, but this team knows how to win, and they know how to come back. And I definitely think we're going to go into this game. I think without jumping ahead, but I'm confident going into this game tonight.
If you're nervous, then
I like how you said that.
You're
Blue Meanie.
still undecided about who this team is.
Yep.
If you're confident in who this team is,
Yeah.
if you're confident in this team's ability to play their best game with their backs against the wall, because even though record-wise, we all can sit here and agree their backs are not against the wall. But if you ask anybody out there in national media, if you ask Darius Slay what Seth Jordan feels about him, their backs are against the wall.
Yep.
So now what are you going to do? And
They've been cornered. They've been cornered.
Out of everybody you said, I will always go into a fight with number one.
Yeah.
The main thing is the main thing. So tonight, the main thing, let that be the main thing. And that main thing tonight is to get a W.
Listen, I can put my feet up right here and go to bed. That's how, I mean, we're going to get into another side. But like when you just said about one is how I feel about him. I don't fall in love with all the stuff he does at times, right? There's other quarterbacks that may look better and win a beauty contest, right? But at the end of the day, being ready to play in a big game, that's what that dude does. And until you show me otherwise, that's what I expect tonight. You know, I think that's what we all agree on. Like you have a calm confidence, right? I forget they're playing sometimes tonight because that's how good they are, and we forget how good they are. Like Blue Meanie said, like you want to go back to Rich Kotite? You want to go back to Ray Rhodes and all his inspirational speeches that get you to run through a wall one time, and then next year when he's saying the same speech again, you're like, what? Right? Now, and we'll talk about it on the side. Nick Sirianni and this offense, are they creative enough tonight to be able to put up points? We'll talk about it on the other side. This is the A2D Radio Eagles Cowboys pregame show live from bar 2300, the 2300 Arena. Come down and join us. This won't be our last show from here. No, it is beautiful in here. It really is.
Oh, and don't get too comfortable putting your legs up on the table in this building. People usually put people through tables in this building. So
one day, I just want you to, you know what?
Doors over there.
One day, I'll take one for the team. I'll take one for the team. The Eagles win a Super Bowl. I want Blue Meanie throwing me through a table. Is that a good deal? Like on air to say that? Like, would you throw me through a table?
I'll protect you.
All right, good. I've said a lot of things. You know what I mean? I've said a lot of things. I deserve a table throw.
But yeah. Okay.
Our tables are better than Buffalo's tables. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, these tables are meant to give away a little bit. Yeah.
They give a little bit.
They're work tables.
What'd you want to say? You
No,
had something?
That was it.
You sure? All right. On the other side, we'll come right back. We'll give you your predictions. We'll give you our players of the game. Crumb's getting a cocktail delivered. What a piece of fruit in it. So you can stop talking like I'm the only guy that puts a little piece of fruit in their cocktail.
Listen, 2300 Arena, you get great service here. I'll tell you that.
Put your pinkies up.
I love pinky up. Pinky up. Stay tuned. We'll give you our predictions. Eagles, Cowboys. We want yours as well. Don't go anywhere. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Constantly join the conversation here. We'll be right back.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
and fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike in Colmar.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My Nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Hats.com is the premier destination for quality and fashion-forward hats and more, with designs for every style and trend. Locally based and run by Philly sports team fanatics, Hats.com can help you elevate your hat John. Utilize the easy-to-use guides at Hats.com to find your perfect size and style, and shipping and returns are free. Hats.com. Find yourself in a hat. Use code Philly for 15% off your order. Hats.com.
And now, welcome back, everybody. This is the A2D Radio Eagles Cowboys pregame show live from bar 2300, the 2300 Arena. Tom Arnone, Pete Evans, Blue Meanie, Heel Chrome, Rob Brinkman was with us, and we started the show off. Does Jalen Hurts sort of have to outplay Dak Prescott tonight for the Eagles to win? You know, there was 3 agrees. Brinks was like sort of unsure, right? He didn't.
I think he was leaning my way.
I think he was leaning more toward disagree, right? And Pete's on a disagree, and rightfully so, because we just saw it a few weeks back, right? We're more on agree because to beat him a second time, you almost need that, right?
Yeah.
You need the Superman type performance from Jalen Hurts to beat him. So what do you guys say out there? Let us know. You can vote in, comment in, let us know. But now it is time to preview this football game, give you score predictions, some players of the game, and there you go. So whoever wants to lead us off, I let off with too many things. So somebody else.
I'll lead it off. Listen, I'm sticking with what I gave on Wednesday night, 27-23 Birds. I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be one in the trenches here. And I think, like kind of what we talked about earlier, I think Jalen makes the last big play that we need in order to put us over the top. It's going to be about time of possession. So we'll see, but I got Birds.
Yeah, I'm confident in this game. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. I'm predicting Eagles 31, Dallas 28. Coming down with Jake Elliott with a last-minute field goal for the win. Clutch Jake. But yeah, I'm confident going to this game. I feel like I just had Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just sitting back on the couch, doing the Al Bundy sit and getting ready for the game. So, yeah, let's do this, man. I'm ready to watch this game right now.
I'm going to go 31-24. And that 24 comes late for Dallas. And I got the Birds winning. I think it's the most complimentary football game that we play this year. Better than Week 7 against Miami. Sunday Night Football is our time. And I think we show the rest of the league tonight.
Bold take there, Peter Evans.
Who we are.
Bold
Am I in your head?
You have your mind right now. Like, I feel like we're like living together right now. It's amazing. Like, did you look at I gave the same one? I was going 31-24. I'm right with Pete. We're back. I'm right with him because I look at that same thing. Maybe a late score from Dallas. Everybody assumes, and rightfully so, that this is a shootout waiting to happen.
Right.
I almost want to lean towards more of the under if I was betting it. Right? I'd probably say, you know what? It seems too easy to go over. Let me go to the under. That's why Vegas is loaded. They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But this is the statement game we're waiting for, right? After a loss like that, this is a week you come back. This isn't any normal week, people.
Yep.
This isn't a normal week. You ain't going and traveling to New England and you play an AFC team. This is Dallas week.
Yeah.
And we've been so worried about what happened previously.
Yep.
The Eagles can't be worried about what happened Sunday.
Got to turn the page.
You got to be able to say, so what? When we talk about baseball all the time, so what? Next pitch. So what? Next play. Well, in football, so what? Next game.
Yep.
Right? I got to correct my mistakes, but I don't want to
dwell on that.
I don't want to dwell on a loss like that.
No.
Right? You got to turn the page and go get it. And I think they do tonight.
And what I've been meaning to say, and I'm kicking myself for not saying, tonight's going to be a matter of pride. This team is coming out with a sense of pride, not only because of what happened to them last week, but for everybody who has doubted this 10-2 team each and every week, finding reasons to get us all riled up so we can elevate out other people's signals in the national media and stuff like that. They know all they have to do is disrespect Philly and we come out shooting. But seriously, this team as a prideful team, you got the veterans, you got Kelsey, you got Graham, you got Lane Johnson. They're in there. They're talking to those youngsters, and they're going to come out and they're going to punch the Cowboys in the mouth. And this is going to be a matter of pride and a matter of I told you so kind of game.
So we're really positive, right? As we should be. Because we should walk around with a sense of like, yo, we're the big bad wolf. Why are we walking around like we're the little kitty? We're the pit bull here. I mean, we're the pit bull here. We're walking around like we're a kitty cat. Like, meow. Why are we acting like that all of a sudden?
Listen,
like,
I mean, the thing
I love
too, right?
I love a good kitten too. I love it.
We all want
little Paul, but come on.
We all want to live in the moment, right? And we understand. Listen, they did not look good last week, and I think they were kind of due for one, to be honest with you. And it was probably against the worst team you could have possibly gone against in that situation. But let's also not forget we have to look at the history that Jalen Hurts has already put together over the last few seasons. They have not lost 2 games in a row since I believe October of 2021.
I'm doing this now.
But I'm saying we haven't lost consecutive games. The record against winning teams is still really, really good. He's played well against Dallas so far in his career. I just think this is an opportunity here where, again, you guys said it. We're 10-2. Act like you're 10-2 here. Come out, show you got a little fire. Because I'll tell you right now, if they do come out and get punched in the mouth again, this is going to be a long week of conversations where a lot of people are going to be called to the floor. I don't expect to have that kind of week this week.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
No, I mean, it might be the first time a 10-3 football team's talking about firing people. You know what I mean? And that's where That's where it's going to go.
Coordinators.
I just know where it's going. I mean, Nick's the best, right? I met Nick personal a couple times. He's the man. But you better have your full team ready to play tonight, right? You don't rest on laurels in this city. There's some cities you can rest on laurels. That's San Fran type stuff, right? Here in Philadelphia, it's the next one up. This isn't a regular game.
Right.
Like last week, you can say it's a week 13 game. This week, you can't go into it and say, this is just a regular week 14 game. It doesn't mean that much. This has so many implications. And the biggest implication at all is, but what's between this football team's legs this week? That's what we find out. We find out a lot of good stuff.
And if you don't win this one, the moments just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's quell it here.
Yeah.
Let's take care of business. TCB tonight. And then you can move on, because then you get that extra 8 days of rest. Thank you, NFL. Thank you, NFL, for giving us 2 teams back-to-back on 10 days rest. But guess what?
How much does that affect us tonight? I mean, is that something that worries you guys a little bit?
What, 3 games in 13 days?
Well, no, not even that. The Cowboys got 72 hours to prep. You give anybody 72 hours to prep, they're going to be a little ahead of the game. Now, when you talk about this matchup, these 2 football teams know each other, right? I don't care if you know what's wrong. Everybody knows what's coming. Can you stop it? But do you put a lot into that? You guys put a lot of stock into the fact that they got 72 hours to get a head start on us?
No, because I don't. You kind of you nailed it right on the head. These 2 teams are so familiar with each other. I mean, it's not like you're talking about prepping for Kansas City. Or you're talking about prepping for Miami, a team that you don't see often. Where if it's a high-powered offense, you need to have that time to really study their. We know what they are. They know what we are. We've seen it time and again. It's still the same quarterbacks. It's a lot of the same players, personnel-wise. And it's about execution at this point.
Very, very key. And here's the thing. Last Thursday, they gave up 35 points, the most points Seattle scored all year. Seattle hasn't looked like that all year.
Yeah.
With a one-armed quarterback.
We said it earlier. Imagine if they had Kenny Walker for that game.
Exactly.
One-armed quarterback.
That, like we said, this is
still haven't punted.
This is the gut check for this team, right? Yeah. And the more and more we start heading to this game, I go by this. They can't do what San Fran did to us. And go back to that, whatever week that matchup was when they played in the link, right? Dak played his best game against the Eagles in Philly, and they lost.
Yeah.
I'll take a quote from some call him great. My outlook on him is independent, is indifferent. I'll go on and say Stephen A right now. Dallas going to Dallas. Cowboys are going to do cowboy things. And when their back isn't against the wall and they're getting praised for nothing, you haven't beat anyone. And because there's people out there saying, oh, yeah, Dallas is better. That's the second best team in the NFC. You haven't beat anybody. You win tonight. You can say that. Well, guess what? You know what's going to happen tonight.
Well, that conversation last week, that conversation last week about them beating Seattle was like everything leading. First of all, Seattle is scuffling to a 500 record that they barely got out of, right? The Eagles come back and they win 3 games big time in big moments in the second half in that fourth quarter, right? They come back. They beat, obviously, the defending champions. They come back, beat Buffalo. Josh Allen played out of his mind.
Yes.
That's one of the best played football games I've seen any quarterback have over the last couple of years. I mean, obviously, Miami was a huge stepping stone, right? But yet there was constant conversation of why the Eagles were not deserving of that spot. However, Dallas didn't beat anybody with a 500 record for well over a year. I think it was like 54, 55 weeks. They beat a team that scuffled with a quarterback with one arm without their starting running back and barely by the skin of their teeth got past that game.
How many weeks it was?
It was like 54 weeks.
That's a real stat.
Over a year, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, man. I would never even talk. I would stay off of social media. What are these idiots
But then
doing?
the conversation all over was they finally proven themselves. Dallas is back.
Oh, by the way,
beat Seattle?
By the way, hold on. Stephen A. to go. I don't care what anybody says.
I love Stephen A.
People can hate it, but his bank account tells you he's to go. And when Shaq and Charles, who I'm big fans of, when Shaq and Charles tell you what you've done for them, it's like, dude, I mean, come on. People are always going to hate on you. That's the point of sports talk. It's why disagree radio. Sports are meant for disagreements. They ain't meant for kumbaya and a campfire.
Nope.
This is what we've been doing for years with friends, family, etc. I got some family that, a little bit part of Cowboy Nation. This is bigger tonight. Okay, it's bigger for a lot of reasons. In the 90s, Blue Meanie never heard this. I've been punished off of Cowboys loss. Tommy Hunt. Remember Tommy Hunt? All right. Get it down, Tommy. All you gotta do is put a finger on top of it. Okay. He didn't do it. I got grounded for a month. All right, because I was a mess. Because my uncle, my cousin, everybody on that side wants to press you. That's how Cowboy fans work.
Yeah.
Howard Eskin said the best. They're cockroaches.
Yes.
They come out. They come out when it gets dark outside, right? You flash some lights on, they all go running. But at the end of the day, that's why Cowboys week's always meant more to me.
Yes.
Because inside the family or friends, you have enough of them, right?
Oh my God.
We were the guys, when we were younger, we were the guys, we were like the losers. We were the losers.
Yep.
We never beat them. And if we ever did beat them, James Willis, Lateral, the Troy Vincent. I mean, they were Super Bowls for us, right? They were Super Bowls for us. So,
not kidding.
this is different. We are the better football team. Now, like we talked about, it is very hard to sweep a season series against somebody that you're that familiar with. That's why the winner of this game tonight is a team that takes the football over. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Who makes mistakes? Who has too many penalties?
Battle of attrition.
Yeah, what teams are more prepared for this football game in terms of not dumb penalties, right?
Execution.
And execution.
Tom. It's all execution.
That's it. Who wants it more tonight? It's a game on who wants it more. Because I'm telling you, I'm running a 22 power right here. So who's winning?
Yeah.
Is Zach Martin? Are you beating Jalen Carter or Fletcher? Like, who's winning those battles? And that's going to decide tonight. You know how football is.
Yeah.
This isn't hard. It's an upfront game. What front's going to be more physical? What front's going to be more dominant? Let's go.
Player of the game.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We got all jazzed
I'll
up.
throw mine out real quick.
That's what I'm here for.
I think I'm sticking with what I said on Wednesday. I'm going Dallas Goedert offensive.
Wow, that's a comeback story.
I feel like he always plays well here. They can expose the middle of the field. It's an element of their game they have not had over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Definitely all for that. And then defensively, who is that?
Remember Bobby Hoying days? We thought we had Joe Montana.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember when we thought we had Joe Montana?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We got Montana. Got through 5 picks the next game.
Defensively, I'm going big play Slay here. He's due for it. We need it.
Wow.
I'm going big play Slay, actually being big play Slay tonight. At
Let's
least
change
tonight.
the Twitter hand. Let's change the Twitter
At
hand.
least tonight.
Yeah, I'm over. Change the Twitter hand. You're going to trigger me. We're trying to get out of here now. And you're going to trigger me with this
Darius.
Because
Darius.
Darius is a perennial loser, in my opinion. All right, you define Detroit. You define Detroit because you do too much of this. I'm a talker. I love talking, right? But at the end of the day, it's our job. That's what we do. That's what we do for a sense of form entertainment. You're not an entertainer. You're an entertainer on the football field. You're not an entertainer on damn Twitter. Yeah. Nobody cares. And this is the first time he's actually got exposed through this, right? Usually when people take shots at him, it's not Seth, right? It doesn't come with the credibility that Seth brings to the table, right? In terms of playing the game. So he usually goes unscathed, but that was the first time he got hammered. But I love the pick. I hope he does. I hope he redeems himself. He's still a Philadelphia Eagle, no matter what my personal thoughts on him.
Offensively, I'm going to pick Swift. I think they need to get that ball running. Like I said, long, sustained drives, keep Dak off the field. Defensively, I'm going to go with Carter. I think, you saw that man on the sidelines crying last week because of how prideful he is and how much better he wanted for that team. Today, he's going to set the Cowboys offensive line on fire, and he's going to get the Dak.
Okay.
Let's go.
I hope.
Offensive player of the game, I am going to go with Jalen Hurts.
He's not going before me anymore. This is done. This was a fun ride.
I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts, offensive player of the game. I'm gonna say 4 total touchdowns tonight for Jalen, involved either passing or getting them in. Defensive player of the game, I'm going to go with Shaq Leonard.
Yeah,
I'm putting a lot of his feet.
Wow,
I'm putting a lot of his feet.
You're just jumping right in head first. You know what? I ain't mad at you though. I ain't mad at you.
Water's warm.
Listen, it can't be any worse over the middle of the field.
Dude,
Exactly.
And I come from the world of professional wrestling. I like storylines. He's going against the team that didn't pick him up. That he didn't choose. You know, it was like the Bachelor. Instead of a rose, he gave the Eagles a helmet. You know,
I choose you.
Yeah, I choose you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh man, so you stole it. Who'd you take? Who was your offense? Dallas. You took DeAndre.
Goddard to clarify.
Between 2 cats. You know where they are.
Go with your son. You always go. Your son is going to have a big one tonight, I feel.
All right, give me Devontae Smith.
You got to go with your son.
Give me 102 tutties. I don't know who's covering them. Ain't going to be anybody good enough.
You know, the one thing I'll say, though, real quick, I don't know if you guys saw, I don't have the specific stats breakdown, but A.J. Brown's numbers with Dallas Goedert in the lineup are
you want it?
Egregiously different. And it would not shock me if he comes and has
a monster game.
Yeah.
I'll give you those numbers in a second. I got a little something on Jalen Hurts via John Clark. Jalen has gone 39 starts. I think you might have brought this up, something similar, but 39 starts without losing 2 in a row.
Yep.
So
been since I think October or November of 2021.
That's crazy. That's almost as long as the Cowboys from the Cowboys beating somebody with a winning record.
Yeah.
Right. You think about that, right?
I believe because if you remember his rookie year, they lost a few games, like they lost a group of games early, and then they ended up ripping off a bunch to make the playoffs, right? Yep. To make that last wild card. I believe it was right before they went on that run.
Yeah. Here's the stats for AJ, right? AJ with Goddard, 84.8% reception percentage. Not even sure what the heck that means. I love these stats.
100 targets to reception.
Yeah, 111 yards per game is a stat I understand, and 15 yards of reception is definitely a stat I understand. Now, AJ without Goddard, 53.8 reception percentage. Still don't know what some of these dry jacks come up with. 53 yards a game, 10.7 yards per reception. Okay, I do appreciate analytics. I'm not anti-analytics, but some of these numbers are weird. But that's down. That's cut in half.
Yeah.
And so because now and they talked about it a little bit this week, Crum, to your point, like who do you double team now? Right. Without Dallas, you put a lot of emphasis on double on AJ. You bring Dallas back, now you got 3 guys to choose from. Yep. It's tougher.
Yep. Who's your defensive?
Oh, man. I used to say it's about Fletcher Cox all the time. Like, in what would be $200 million or $100 million man back in the day. I better hear your name 100 times on the broadcast.
One of the few actually got to play that contract out, actually.
He actually did.
Which is crazy. Most guys don't.
No, most don't. I mean,
at all.
Something to be said about, what he's been able to accomplish.
Absolutely.
Give me Hassan Reddick with the same conversation.
Yes.
I need to hear your damn name all night.
Yeah.
I got to be like, you know what? This guy, I can't even go to bed tonight. Oh, here's Hassan. Like, I want to go buy your jersey. That's how much I want to hear your name. I want you plastered around my house. That didn't come out right. But I want you. I want to hear Hassan Reddick's name a lot tonight. That's the point. I think he has a big one. I hope all 4 of these names offensively have a big one. Because much as we talked about the offense, okay, this defense is the one who's got to come out and put the big boy pants on this week. Because they're the ones who couldn't tackle nobody. They're the ones who got exposed over the middle. It's them. Now, the offense, to piggyback off last week, you can't go down and have 2 great drives and only get 3. Yep. One of these drives got to be a touchdown. Hopefully, lesson learned. Let's go find a way tonight. I'm excited. Now, as it gets closer, right, and he's got a couple reads to do, but as it gets closer, oh, man, now I'm getting jazzy. Like, I'm on a 10-2 driver, but on the way home, I'm going to be 10-2 white knuckles. Let's go. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you. We're going to do tons more of this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
we want to get out with the people. We want to get out with each other.
Yep.
It's been a while since we've actually done a show together in person.
And listen, Brian being a part of this, man, he's kind of jumped in. He's jumped in head first with us, man, and he didn't have to do that. And then we have a blast doing our show once a month and getting together, and we're hoping to do more of this stuff. And Brian's going to be here at the 2300 Arena for a couple of events, which they're running a lot of events here, guys. The 2300 Arena, Bar 2300. It's a really great venue. They put a lot of money into here.
Yeah.
And it's they're trying to do no dark days, which if anybody knows what that means, open all week, having different events through here. And Brian, we got some events coming up. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah. Again, thank you to the 2300 Arena for hosting us. For those, we keep saying 2300 Arena, but it is the former ECW Arena.
Yes, always.
We're in an old locker room area right now, but yeah, they got a lot of events. Next Saturday is going to be the Icons of Wrestling convention. I'll be there as Meanie Claus. Come out and see Meanie Claus at the Icons of Wrestling convention next Saturday morning. Also, on the 18th, they got the Eagles versus Seahawks tailgate and watch party. New Year's Eve, they have a New Year's Eve celebration on December 29th with Black Teeth. I'm assuming that's a musical act. On January 7th, they have the Eagles versus Giants, the Giants, tailgate and watch party. January 12th, they will have an R&B after dark party with Black Teeth. Maybe that's a DJ. And February 10th, Winslow, a night of the Eagles concert, one of the greatest Eagles tribute bands in the world, or in the East Coast or the world. Come out and listen to some good tunes to the Eagles cover band right here at 2300. Go to 2300arena.com for more information. And again, this is a beautiful facility. Everybody should come out and check it out.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Matthew had a question. Does 2300 Arena still have concerts?
Yeah. They have local bands, and then the stage we're sitting on now, they'll have local bands on like a Thursday, and then national acts will come in and play the main room. We're off on the in the bar area.
We're in like the concourse area.
The concourse area. Yeah, like I said, this used to be the dressing room area for ECW, but then they have in the main concourse where they have the wrestling and the MMA. They have major acts come through all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and listen, it's an awesome venue. They do MMA, boxing, wrestling, concerts. And sometimes they have like unique events that come through.
The
here.
Eagles had their Super Bowl ring ceremony in this building.
Really?
Did
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
I did
How
not.
did I not know that?
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta lock in. Yeah, I mean, I gotta.
And listen, let me say for myself personally, obviously a guy like Brian who put a lot of blood, sweat, tears into this building. Big thrill for myself. Obviously not in a wrestling format for myself. Pete, Tom, now part of it. We could say we performed at the 2300 Arena with the Blue Meanie.
It counts.
Can't
ECW OG.
Right. It's like a big moment. So
I'm completed. You know what I mean? This completed me.
Absolutely,
You
my
guys might
friend.
not see me out of the house for another couple of years. After that, was there? I thought there was one more question.
Let's go.
No, maybe not. Todd, what up, Todd? What's everybody
I
listening?
want to say thank you to everybody
Yep.
listening, everybody who's here live, enjoying the drinks, enjoying the food. Appreciate you guys coming out with
Great
the weather.
food.
Obviously, with the weather, it was touch and go. So some people made it out, made the trek, came out to support A2D, support the 2300 Arena and Bar 2300, and obviously Brian the Blue Meanie. And endless love to you guys. We're going to be doing a lot more events. Pay attention, 2024.
Yes.
There's a lot of things coming with A2D. There's going to be a lot of changes. Might see some new shows or some new dynamics to shows, and we're gonna try to get out amongst the people more and more. So again, make sure you guys, for us, pay attention to some of the events we're going to be starting announcing when the new year rolls around, because we want to see your faces. We want you to come out, enjoy it. Maybe we'll throw a headset on you and give you 5 minutes to sit and talk to Tom, have a rant, sit and talk to Meanie, sit and talk to Pete, myself, Brinkman, or anybody else. So
I'm really a shy individual, so I
well, as soon as the lights go off and the microphone goes out, he's
give me an Irish goodbye tonight.
He's in a box.
We got a big
That's it.
game. We got a big game tonight. We got a big game to get home to. But no, awesome show. I love Eagles Cowboys week. There's nothing better.
And
There really
Roger
isn't.
specific. I do want to call out Roger
Yeah.
too at the 2300 Arena, graciously hosting us. He's phenomenal to work with. Roger, thank you guys here at the 2300 Arena, for everybody here who works here. They've been unbelievable hosts.
No, everybody came out. We can't thank you enough. Everybody that's commenting and who follows,
Great
who likes
crowd.
A2D Radio, who subscribes to us. We don't ask you for any money. We just ask you for a like and a follow. It goes a long way. But
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend
trying
again.
to change the game for a long time now, and here we are. So
If
we'll
you
keep
like,
going.
Nobody thought we were going to be here 4 or 5 years ago, and we're still rolling, buddy. We're still kicking and going.
If you like it, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell an enemy.
I love that.
Tell a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, cockroaches.
Let's go for the Blue Meanie, Heel Chrome, Pete Evans, Rob Brinkman, who was with us for a little bit, and then he did an Irish goodbye. Look at this guy. You know what I mean? You think you know a guy. Tom Arnone, the 2300 Arena, Bar 2300. We can't thank you enough for having us. Everybody out there, fly Eagles, fly.
Go
Let's
Birds.
go.
Go
Chant.
Birds.
Let's get a chant.
You want to chant?
Let's get a
Yeah,
chant.
want to chant?
Let's get a chant.
A little chant.
Eagles. Go Birds.
Let's go.